When your dog sleeps with you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it's adorable, but behind that closeness, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you could be missing messages they've been trying to send for years. Let's start with what that nightly ritual really means. 1. It was never about staying warm. So why does your dog actually sleep? With you? Most people assume it's simple. Dogs get cold, you're warm, end of story. But here's the thing. Dogs are incredibly resourceful when it comes to finding comfort. Cozy rugs, the sofa, sunny spots on the floor, or laundry fresh from the dryer. If warmth and comfort were all they wanted, they have plenty of options. So why do they keep choosing you? Because sleep is when a dog is at their most defenseless. Every ancient instinct they have screams at them to pack together for safety where no predator could reach. And instead they walk past every quiet corner in your home and climb into bed with a human. That's not about temperature. That's trust on a level most owners never fully realize. A study in animal cognition found that dogs form attachment styles with their owners similar to how infants bond with caregivers. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, they're telling you something they can't say out loud. You make me feel safe enough to let my guard down completely. And by the way, if your dog ever suddenly stops sleeping with you, don't brush it off. We'll get into what that really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. 2. They're blending their scent into yours. Have you ever noticed your dog pressing their head against you or leaning their body right before they settle into sleep? That's not random cuddling, it's chemistry. Dogs have scent glands along their face and paws, and they possess an incredibly complex sense of smell. When they rub or lean against you, they're leaving invisible markers behind. But here's what most people don't realize. When your dog sleeps pressed against you, they're not just marking you, they're blending your scent with theirs. In the wild, dogs and wolves who belong to the same pack share a communal scent. It's how they recognize family, and it's how they say, "This one is safe," without making a sound. When your dog weaves their smell into yours night after night, they're performing an ancient ritual. They're telling the world and themselves that you belong to the same pack. This is also why your dog might sniff you intensely when you come home from somewhere new. You smell wrong. You've lost some of the shared pack scent, and that bedtime cuddle is partly them restoring what went missing. And hey, if this makes sense to you, smash that like button and subscribe. It's the best way to help us reach more dog people who actually care about understanding their dogs on a deeper level. 3. They think they're your bodyguard. Ever wonder why your dog insists on sleeping in a specific spot? Maybe it's right by your head. Maybe it's near your feet, or maybe it's pressed against your back. That placement isn't random. It's strategic. Here's something that might surprise you. Even a small, pampered house dog still carries the instincts of a pack animal. And pack animals understand threats. When your dog positions themselves beside you at night, part of them believes they're standing guard. This goes back thousands of years to wild canine packs, where members take turns watching over each other during rest. It's not just about bonding, it's survival. And your dog, no matter how domesticated, hasn't forgotten that. Ancient code. Watch where your dog sleeps. If they position themselves facing the door, they're watching the entry point. If they sleep near your head, they're protecting your most vulnerable area. They know they're small, or they know they are indoors, but they don't care. Something deep in their wiring says, "This human is mine to protect." Now, will your dog actually fight off an intruder? Probably not, but in their mind, they've taken a post. They've assigned themselves a role, and every single night they show up for duty. 4. Every sleep position is a message. Does your dog curl into a tight ball, sprawl out like they own the bed, or sleep with their back turned to you? Each of these positions is telling you something different. Let's start with the tight curl, often called the donut position. This is the most protective position a dog can take. It shields their belly, tucks their paws, and keeps all vital organs hidden. If your dog always sleeps like this, they might feel safe enough to be near you, but their survival instincts are still slightly active. Now the full sprawl, legs stretched out in the air, belly exposed, maybe even upside down. This is the ultimate sign of security. A dog showing their stomach. Is a dog who believes completely that nothing bad will happen to them in your presence. They've let go of every survival instinct that tells them to stay guarded. What about when they turn their back to you? Some owners take this personally. Don't. In the canine world, turning your back to someone means you trust them so much you don't need to watch them. It's actually a huge compliment, meaning I'll watch this side, you watch that side. And then there's the full contact press, when your dog sleeps pushed right up against you, wedged into spaces. That's the strongest statement of all. They want zero distance between you. That's not clingy, that's absolute devotion. 5. They change their schedule just for you. Have you ever wondered why your dog seems to wake up when you do and wind down when you go to bed? That's not a coincidence. It's a choice they made for you. While wild animals are wired to be active at dawn, dusk, or night, domestic dogs are naturally diurnal to match humans. But bonded dogs take this even further and completely synchronize their inner clock to your exact routine. Researchers studying domestic dogs found that those living closely with humans override their own biology to mirror their owners. They stay awake longer during the day and sleep more deeply at night, just because that's when you're available. Think about that for a second. Your dog's entire internal clock gets rewritten just so they can spend more time existing in your world. This is also why dogs greet you at the door or show up right before your alarm goes off. They've synced themselves to your rhythm out of preference. 6. They feel your stress before you do. Ever had a rough day and noticed your dog suddenly won't leave your side? That's not a coincidence. They knew something was wrong before you even said a word. Dogs are incredibly tuned into the people they're bonded with, and science has proven that dogs can literally smell stress. Studies show that dogs detect subtle changes in human behavior, body language, and even scent. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, and your breathing patterns shift. Your dog picks up on all of it. They don't know why you're upset, but they know something's off. This is why some dogs become extra affectionate when their owner is sick, anxious, or grieving. They're responding to real chemical signals you're giving off without realizing it. And sleeping beside you gives them a front row seat to your emotional state, your heart rate, your restlessness, your breathing. Night after night, they're learning what your baseline feels like, and when something shifts, they notice. 7. When they suddenly stop, listen closely. What does it mean when a dog who always slept with you suddenly stops? If your dog has been sleeping beside you for months or even years and that suddenly changes, don't ignore it. Dogs are strict creatures of habit, and when they break a pattern this significant, they're trying to tell you something. Sometimes, the reason is physical. Pain, joint discomfort, or arthritis can make climbing onto a bed difficult. Dogs often seek cooler floors or isolated, quiet spots when they don't feel well. If your older dog suddenly wants to sleep alone, a vet visit is highly worth considering. Other times it's environmental, a new pet, a new person, a new fan, or a change in bedroom routine. Dogs are sensitive to shifts in their home environment, and something small to you might feel massive to them. The key is paying attention. Your dog chose to sleep with you because they trusted you completely. If that changes, they're not being moody, they're communicating. So listen, watch, and if needed, gently help them find their way back to feeling safe again. Because that nightly ritual was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.